You still have a tag on your camera. Did you just buy that?
Are you ready to review some cameras?
Are you filming me right now?
I'm totally filming you. Are you ready?
I'm ready to
do
eat.
this? I'm
Can you
so
not
hungry.
film me right now? Can we just be normal?
Nope. Don't make any sudden moves
feel
because
like
there's nothing holding that to the dash.
I feel like we're in that show, like some like Cars and Comedians. Jerry
Coffee and cars.
Is that what it's called?
Coffee with comedians and cars or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm Jerry Seinfeld, and this is Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Okay, so we are in a parking lot in Los Angeles, super random, but that's kind of my thing. I've been playing with the HX99. I own the Canon G7X Mark II. I love my G7X Mark II. I think it does really well with auto exposure, and it just kind of, it's an easy camera to run and gun with, but it does not have 4K. So when Sony just came out with the HX99, I thought, wow, this is $488. I can get like a G7X Mark II used for the same price. Which one's gonna be better for me? So here's a quick rundown what I found between the two cameras that worked and didn't work. I shot it on a different day, but this is just kind of down and dirty. Oh wait, before we get into it, you know the drill. It's YouTube, so like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then you'll know when I have new videos up, but you'll also be telling the algorithm that you enjoyed this content. That will allow me to make more content, and then we're all winning. So, back to the thing about the thing, and thank you for watching.
This looks pretty great.
Which
one do you like?
Okay, so here's my very, very initial impression. The Canon, in, slow, pretty slow, and out, and in, takes it a minute. The Sony kicks it in focus. That, whoa, I shouldn't say that on YouTube. Okay, so now for the Sony, we're gonna go in and out, okay? You ready? In, out, in, out. I can't tell you why the Sony tripod mount will not accept a tripod. It's just not screwing fully on, and I've tried it on like 3 different tripod mounts. In, oh, that tripod mount makes me crazy. I should just hold this thing. Okay, so here's your depth of field test. So I'm shooting wide open on both of these. The Canon opens up to 1.8, f1.8 on the aperture, and 3.5 on the Sony at its widest angle. They're both variable, so as you get, you know, more zoomed in, that will stop down. Weirdly enough, at the widest point, I think these should be equivalent, but the Sony does look wider. But things that the two cameras have in common are they both have flip screens, so that's great if you're vlogging. They both have touch screen abilities, but the Canon is way easier to use and way more functional. The Sony, you can't adjust like the ISO or the shutter speed or the aperture through the touch screen. You have to go into the back, and that's a very fiddly menu in the back. The image stabilization, I think the Canon's gonna win that. You're close. Thank you for holding my coffee. I'll take it back now. It has a built-in ND filter, which is so much better than having to put like an adapter on the front of this thing and then add an ND filter, which then is variable and you have to like fiddle with an already fiddly camera. This is me just shooting all auto everything. So I'm leaving it up to the camera to determine the shutter speed, the aperture, all that stuff. ISO, all of it. The Sony. It has a viewfinder that pops up and it's pretty cool, but for vlogging, you're probably not gonna use it that often. So, The Sony wins on resolution. It has 4K. The Canon does not.
What's the highest resolution on the Canon?
1080.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So HD.
So you get full HD and you get up to 60 frames per second. Okay, so real recap, because that was a lot to digest in a little bit of time. Here's what the Sony has. The Sony has a smaller, lighter body, less robust, but smaller and lighter. Much longer zoom. It goes to 720 millimeters. I'm not saying it does the greatest of jobs at 720, but it does go there. So if you're looking for stills, it's awesome. Oh, and it has the better price. It's $488. It has 4K, which is the whole reason I went down this road, but here's where it loses out to me for a vlogger. The Canon has the larger 1-inch sensor. That gives you more depth of field, more cinematic quality to your footage, also just better light gathering abilities. In addition to that, it has the 1.8 to 2.8 f-stop on its lens, so it's better again in low light, but also just gives you a visual depth that I think is more beautiful than the Sony. It feels less digital. It's a little soft, frankly, on the image, but I don't mind that because it makes it feel a little more filmic. It does have better in-body stabilization, I think. And the touch screen on it, everything can be touched, whereas the Sony was just like a couple of things could be touched. So the 1080 versus 4K argument, I mean, that's the whole reason I went down this road. I'm gonna stick with 1080. It's worth it to me until Canon comes out with the G7X Mark III. Please have 4K and a mic input. And then I am golden till the end of time. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Hit that subscribe button, notifications, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one.